Hey guys, I am in my bathroom. It is nap time, so I'm going to talk a little bit quiet. But I wanted to go over how I do my Safi Minerals makeup for anyone who has it and is having a hard time or wants to try it but is worried about trying mineral makeup. So I'm just going to show you guys what I do. I am not a professional, and I might do some things wrong, but this is what I do. So I have this primer. It is the hydrating primer. They have one that's more of a matte primer, one that's a hydrating primer. Personally, I don't notice a huge difference using primer or not, but I bought it, so I'm gonna use it. So I'll tell you the things that I think are super important to have and the ones that, it's up to you. If you use a primer, then I would get the primer. I have no complaints. I just don't notice a huge difference. So then for the foundation, I use Cool Number 3, and you must have the misting spray. This is a must-have, okay? I also have the set of brushes that comes together. Got it for my birthday. This brush, which is called the foundation brush, is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Unfortunately, you can't buy it separately for some reason, and that I think is a huge bummer, because out of all the brushes in the set, this is the only one I think you must have. But so what you do with your misting spray and your brush, you hold it back and just spray like that so it gets a little bit wet. Sorry, typically I do this part first. Pour a little bit of your foundation in the lid. Then you come in and you get it on your brush, but then what I do, instead of tapping it back into the lid, I tap it back into the, kind of like to put it away. And then I try and start in my nose and T area and then go up there. So you kind of just, sorry, I should be doing this here, pat it in. So it's less brushing, more like blotting. You're pressing your minerals on. I always go, see, this is the other thing. I know professional makeup artists always do their eyeshadow first. I have never done that, and I cannot get into that habit. So you may, and so, sorry. I also like to respray it with my foundation. I like to make sure I'm really getting it all pressed on really well. So sorry, I've never done this in my phone before. This will be an interesting video. And then, since that's like the main part of my face, I don't really mist it again, because now I'm just gonna lightly do, all around here, make sure everything's blended in. If I ever have any trouble spots, I might spray my brush again and reapply right there, like almost like a concealer. Okay? So that's basically it. It's super light. I have to say that if I had really bad acne like I have most of my life, I would be weary that this would cover it. But what I've noticed since using this instead of like a foundation I used to use, I rarely get breakouts anymore. So I have to say, using the cleaner makeup probably helps with that. Oops. It does get on your shirt, so if you have something nice, I would definitely get dressed after. Okay, so then I used to have, or I still have, but I used to use one of the bronzers, Crowned All Over. I didn't love it. I didn't feel like, it wasn't the bronzer. I feel like you couldn't see it. And I like to have color on my cheek. So then I got a blush, Charisma, and it's pretty pink. See that? So this is the blush brush. So I dip it in, and then same thing, try and get some off. And then your blush, you just do right here. This blush brush is different than one I've ever used before. I feel like it's really floppy. Like, see how floppy it is? I've always used, let's see, I think I still have it. This, like a hard, it's like a hard brush. So this is different for me. So again, this is one that I could live it without and use like my old one, but since it came in the set, I use it. It feels great, but it's hard. Like on my left side, I always struggle. Like this side I can do this, and this side it's like flops everywhere. Then I would just put a little bit there, a little bit on the tip of my nose, a little bit on my chin, just whatever's left on my brush. Okay, so that's what I do for my face, and that's all I do. I don't do any other contouring. Oh, then I hear someone. Go get in bed, please. It's not time to wake up from naps. You didn't sleep at all. Please go get in your bed. Be a good girl. Okay? Mommy's putting on makeup. Ruby, please go lay down. Okay. Okay, sorry. My daughter came out of her room. Okay. So that's all I do for my face. Super simple. I can do this in easily 10 minutes. Okay. So then I'm going to show you two things about the eyeshadow real quick. So the eyeshadow, or the brush set came with eyeshadow brush. And, oh, whoops. I still use this. Actually, okay. So there's two ways to do this. You can do it just regular, so see, this is the eyeshadow I use. I just dip it in here. So I do it opposite this way. I dip it in and then tap it out in the lid. And what you're gonna do is press it onto your eye. So this is hard. I have always applied a dark shadow to my crease and kind of right here. This is really hard to see. And but this mineral makeup is very forgiving, so don't worry, you can blend it all. So a little bit to the crease there, okay? And then see, I also used to always use two different brushes, one for my light, one for my dark, but it only came with this one, so. And then I press some lighter here, and I do some lighter up here. Okay, and then there's a blending brush. You can kind of just blend it all in. Okay, so that's that. Very subtle. Can you see? I know. My lighting's up above, so. Or you can do what they call foiling. So you'll take your misting spray again, spray your brush, and then this time, oh my god, I can barely see. When you put it on, it's gonna be this really dark, shimmery. Let me do it right here just because I can see better. So already, do you see? Can you see that? So I would even spray one more spray again for now my light one. Let me do it over here again. Press it on, and then we'll do the blending just a little bit over here. See, the blending brush, I've never done a blending brush, so it doesn't. So do you see? Can you see a difference? It's not extreme. This one just looks a lot more casual, and this one's a little bit more glam, more shimmery, I guess. Foiled, what they call it. Okay, so I typically do the foiled because I like it to be, if I'm gonna take the time to put the makeup on, I want it to be, you know, more noticeable. But then if I'm just going to gymnastics, I also don't need to look like I'm about to do a photo shoot, so. Okay, see, they look the same enough. Okay, so that's all I do for eyeshadow. Oh, I was gonna say, how I put my eyeshadow on with that dark in the center and the light on the outsides. I don't know, that could be a totally 90s way to put makeup on. I think I literally read on the back of a CoverGirl eyeshadow set when I was in the 7th grade how to put it on, and I've just always done it that way. So I don't know if anyone wants to link me to a tutorial about a trendier way to put on your eyeshadow, but it's got to take less than 3 minutes because Mama ain't got time for that. Okay, so then eyeliner. I did not wear eyeliner before. This is powder eyeliner. This brush I bought separately. You could probably buy any eyeliner brush, but I like this one just great. So if you want it kind of subtle, you can just do it straight from the powder. If you want it more liquid, I spray a little bit of the misting spray right on my hand and then just dip the brush in that. I dip the brush in the black. Then I take the lid and like try and like wipe it, you know, to make my brush basically sharp. I'm gonna do this over here. There's no way. And then just this way it really goes on like a liquid liner, but then dries a little more subtle. So again, I know this is a learning curve for a lot of people who are used to eyeliner brushes. Look okay? Now I wish I could do the cat eye wings or whatever, but I have tried and tried and tried and I cannot perfect that. Okay, so if you don't like black, there's I think 4 now different multitasker colors. There used to be just one. It's a dark brown. So you can use that for eyeliner. I know my mom does not like black eyeliner, so if you wanted to do this, you would use the multitasker, and they have, it's 3 or 4, I think it's 4. I think they came out with 3 at convention. So then here's what I do. So I've just done my eyeliner, which is black, and then, you know, everyone's really into these big eyebrows now. I'm not into big eyebrows, but I do like to fill mine in. So what I'm doing, let's see if I can do it here. Oh, I can't see, I'll look in this mirror. I just put a little bit here, do a little line there, a little bit here, do a little line there. So it's not totally the big eyebrows, but it is a little bit more filled in. I know everyone likes that trend. So that's how I've been doing my eyebrows. Then, you know, curl, mascara, all that. And then that's all I do. But I will say this, I didn't tell you this step. So then there's also the veil. This is one that I don't think is required. It is not necessary, but some people may love it. So it is like almost, well, there's a new one that's a matte, but this one's a shimmer. This is the original, and the veil brush. This thing is like heaven. So this is a little bit hard. You try and get some on the brush, and then I try and tap it into the lid and spread it more evenly. Can you even see? And then you're supposed to just dust everywhere. I do it pre-mascara so that it gets on your eyelashes and helps them be a little bit thicker when you put your mascara on. So you put that all over, and it's just a finishing. It's just a finishing duster. Again, I don't think it's one that's necessary. Ooh, happened here. But if that's a look you like, or if you do a lot of like glamorous events or nights out, date nights, that's what I think it's really good for. But when I'm just working in daycare, I feel a little fancy with my shimmer on. Okay, so then all I would do is my mascara, curl my eyelashes, some lipstick. I'm loving this one. It's in my purse, another one of the dark new Cinnamints. Those are great. And yeah, that's it. All right, so I hope that helped you guys learn just a little bit about the makeup, and I'm gonna put a link below with like the, I think it's a Google Doc that I have used to learn everything that somebody else made. I don't know who, but it's great, okay? So let me know if you use Savvy, or if you have any questions, or if you wanna share your favorite, or what you do, your tips and tricks and all that. Okay, thanks, bye guys.